Last night I saw a movie and it was great. It's so old. What's wrong with that adjective? Hello everyone, my name is Ehab and this is English with Ehab. Today we are going to talk about how to expand your vocabulary. Easy way to expand your vocabulary is basically to use synonyms. Try to look up different words that you can use because what they do is they help give your sentences more meaning. Other ways, obviously, that you can increase your vocabulary, it's going to be with reading and with possibly writing as well. But I'm just going to start off slowly. For today's lesson, we're just going to take a look at 3 words. They're all adjectives. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to use synonyms in different situations. And by doing that, it's going to add more depth to your sentence, more meaning to your sentence. So let's go ahead and take a look at the board and we'll start off with our first adjective. Okay, on the board right behind me are 5 sentences. All of them are using our first adjective, which is going to be old. And again, this is what I mentioned in the teaser when I said that this person had an old car. Now, grammatically speaking, it's okay to use this adjective, but what you can do is use synonyms. There are similar words to the word old that give a sentence more meaning. For example, John drives, I can say, an old car. It looks cool. Instead of saying an old car, usually when we say old, maybe that's not going to look cool. So instead of saying that, John drives a classic car. We use the word classic to talk about something which is old. We can use it for automobiles, we can use it for movies, we can use it for songs, but usually it has a positive meaning. So if you're telling me John drives an old car, it looks cool, probably a better word to use would be a classic car. Number 2 is a small dialogue between A and B. A says, "I like your jacket." B says, "Thanks. It's an old jacket." So again, you can say it's an old jacket if you want, but there are other words that we can use. It's a vintage jacket, or it's a retro jacket. Retro and vintage are, again, words that we use when we are describing specifically clothing that is old, but that is in style for today. That seems to be the case here out in Southern California, where we have a lot of fashion that is old, but it is used in the present day. And I'm sure it's probably common in other countries as well. So instead of saying it's an old jacket, you can say it's a retro jacket. It's a vintage jacket. Tom is an old worker. He has been with the company for 15 years. Again, if you want, you can say that. But instead of saying an old worker, we can use different word. Tom is a senior worker. If you want, maybe is a veteran worker. Those imply that somebody has lots of experience doing something, and it's probably a better term to use than simply just saying somebody is old. Dinosaurs existed in old times. Again, if you want to use old, no problem. But instead of just simply saying old times, you can say dinosaurs existed in prehistoric times. Prehistoric are the time period millions and millions of years ago. Again, probably better words to use. Now, Steve is old. He's 80 years old. If somebody's old, then just say that they're old. That's no problem. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next adjective, which is going to be small. Okay, the next example that we have is going to be for the adjective small. On the board, I put 5 sentences. Grammatically, it's okay to use the word small. There's no problem there, but again, we can use synonym and give it more meaning. Number 1, I don't use a lot of gas for my car. It is small. That's okay, we can say that. But a lot of times for automobiles, when we talk about a small size, we can say it is compact. Okay? This is the synonym for the word small that we use to describe an automobile. As a matter of fact, if you guys go to any shopping place and there is parking in the shopping place, it will say on there, compact. And what does that mean? It means that this parking spot is specifically suitable for a small car. Number 2, Terry wears small dresses. Again, you can say small, but when we are talking about sizes, specifically for women, I haven't really seen them for men, and you are talking about small sizes, Terry wears petite dresses. That might be a better word to use to describe the size of clothing. Number 3, you can buy the full candy bar or a blank candy bar. Now again, we can say a small candy bar or instead a mini. Mini is short for miniature. Miniature, a lot of times we use that specifically when we are talking about food. And when we are talking about food products, ones that are considered small, you're going to see this word being used, miniature, mini. Number 4, I need a microscope. A microscope is a tool which is used by a scientist when they are trying to look at something that's very, very small, and you cannot see it with the human eye. Again, we can use small. So I need a microscope to see the insect. The insect is like a bug. It is small. Again, you can say small, or it is microscopic. Microscopic means you cannot see it with the human eye. You are actually going to need a tool to see it. Number 5, I have a small plant. This one is fine. You can leave it alone. I have a small plant. If you want to say tiny, if you want to say mini, it's up to you. So this one here, we can just leave it as is and just say small. If you want to use another one, you can. Another synonym or another word similar to small, you can. But if you're just talking about size, then you can just leave it as is. Okay, let's get to our third and final adjective in the next board. Okay, on the board right behind me is our final adjective, and the adjective is good. There's nothing wrong with this adjective. I use it all the time. Many people I know use it all the time. But in certain situations, we want to use synonyms, other words which add more meaning to your sentence, more depth. Let's take a look. Tom is a good student. He always gets perfect scores on exams. So if Tom gets perfect scores, that means 100% every single time. I can probably use a different word. I can say Tom is an excellent student. Tom is an exceptional. Excellent, exceptional. Again, they are stronger words than simply just saying Tom is a good student. Nothing wrong with it, but we can use something else. Number 2, the meal I made was good. I really enjoyed eating it. Again, nothing wrong with good, but if you really, really like the meal that you made, change it up. The meal I made was delicious. delicious. That might be a better word to use in this sentence. Number 3, I had a good time camping last week. I can't wait to go again. Well, if you can't wait to go again, it means you are excited. So, again, we can use something better. I had a great time camping. I had an amazing time. I had a wonderful time camping last week. All of those are synonyms of the adjective good, and again, would probably add more depth to this sentence. Number 4, there is a good thing about Los Angeles, the beautiful weather. A lot of times when we mention something which is a positive, for a lot of people, beautiful weather in this city is a positive because, again, it's sunny most of the time. Again, you can say a good thing, okay? Instead of saying a good thing, you can say there is an advantage about Los Angeles. There is a benefit about Los Angeles. Again, adding more depth to the sentence, more meaning. Now, if you really just mean good, and you don't really have anything else that you want to add, then by all means, please use that adjective. I had a good time at work and school today. Most of our days are just good, kind of right in the middle, not amazing, but then again, not really bad, a little bit more than in the middle maybe. And in that case, we can use the adjective good. I hope this was helpful for you guys out there. I hope you learned something today. If you enjoyed the video, please like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Again, these things help out tremendously. If there is a video which you would like to see in the near future, please leave a comment down below and I promise I will make that happen. As always, keep on speaking English. Until next time, bye-bye.